Carl,
Dollar.
we're doing something that hasn't been done before.
It hasn't actually.
It hasn't. We're playing no Banlist Pioneer.
The Pioneer format was birthed with bans. From its inception, they were announcing that they would ban the 5 fetchlands, and then there was a ban announcement every week just to see how far people could break the format. They removed so many cards, and then it would ban every few months. There's a lot of cards that only got a glimpse, a window to see play.
But we're playing them all. Except for fetchlands. They're still not in the format.
Yeah.
We are playing no Banlist Pioneer, and that means I can play my favorite deck from Pioneer back then, which is Inverter. But since there is no banlist, I can add a little red for Expressive Iteration, which is also banned, and I want to play it. So the deck is quite simple. We have a library, and then we don't have a library, and then we win the game. Because Inverter of Truth excites my library and then puts my graveyard as my library. Normally, very bad, but since we play Thassa's Oracle and Jace, we actually want our library to be very small because then we win the game. And the good part is it's a 2-card combo, so we can fill all our other cards in the deck with either interaction or card drawing, so we get fast to the combo pieces, and then once we play Inverter, get fast to no library, and then we have Thought Seizes and some counter spells. It's just a very compact, very good deck.
So I couldn't decide which banned cards I wanted to play. So I'm playing all of them, basically. We decided at first, I was like, okay, I want to fit Uro into this deck. Uro of Titans of Nature's Wrath. It's a very good card. We'll put it in the deck. We can put that along with Once Upon a Time, which is also banned. While we're at it, Oko Thief of Crowns is basically double banned. So we wanted to fit all 3 of them, but then I really wanted to play Copycat, the mix of Felidar Guardian and Saheeli Rai. But that's already a lot of colors, that's already a lot of cards to fit in your deck, so might as well then, while we're here, we get to play Yorion. So we have 20 more cards in our deck. Now that we have such a large deck of cards, might as well put other things in it, like Teferi Time Raveler, which is also banned. Wow, we have all these cards, we can play a lot of different colored lands, might as well fit in Field of the Dead. And now that we have a lot of Planeswalkers, might as well play Oath of Nissa, which was once banned, now unbanned, but we have to dig a lot in this deck to get all these banned cards. So let's play Expressive Iteration, which is also banned. And we want to protect all these banned cards we play from whatever Tov is bringing. So we're playing Veil of Summer, which is also banned. Tov, to start?
Is this a deck measuring contest?
Well, is there a reason mine is bigger? I'd like to present Yorion, Sky Nomad.
That resolves.
You can't counter that. You can't respond. I'm gonna reveal my companion.
Okay.
It's Yorion. That's why my deck has so many cards.
Is Yorion banned? No.
I don't think so. No, Yorion is not banned.
So I shouldn't be afraid of Yorion. But you get to play more banned cards.
Yes, It's because I wanted to fit even more banned cards in the deck.
That is smart.
All right, shall we roll to see who goes first?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm gonna go first.
I have a pair of 2s.
That's not how it works.
I feel like
Once again,
I'm trying this.
every video, you try to play Mixtion instead of Magic. Good luck.
Thank you.
Have fun. Draw a lot of banned cards.
I don't really like this hand because we don't need many cards. If we get another look and we have Inverter, Oracle, or more selection, that will be a much better hand. I think the deck mulligans very well, so we're just gonna throw it away.
I don't have much to say about this hand. It just has 2 cards that'll help me sculpt the hand I need. And Uro is very strong. I'm absolutely keeping this.
I will think about it. I've concluded I don't keep this. This, on the other hand, is much better. Carl is playing Yorion, so I don't think we're gonna need that fatal push anytime soon, and the rest of the cards are just what we want. We have selection, we have a Thassa's Oracle, really good. I'm gonna keep, and for reasons I'm not disclosing to you,
That's fair.
I will bottle this one.
Okay, I'm gonna kick things off. This is no Banlist Pioneer. So, of course, I can't come with an unbanned card, Once Upon a Time, which I cast for free. For those of you who weren't there in that 3 weeks in Pioneer, it's a instant. I'm playing it now because if this spell is the first spell you've cast this game, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Once I do, I look at the top 5 cards in my library. I may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it into my hand. Put the rest on the bottom at any order. Dov?
Carl?
This is going to tell you a lot about my deck because I'll show you another banned card. Mono banned. I will take a Felidar Guardian. Yeah, I like the face you're doing. I'll put this into my hand.
That makes my bottom much worse.
And then I will take 2 of this breeding pool.
Why do you need to have more? Is this Yu-Gi-Oh?
This card used to be banned. I'm going to play Oath of Nissa, which will also dig. When it enters the battlefield, I look at the top 3 this time. I may put a creature, land, or planeswalker from among them into my hand. Also, my planeswalkers can be cast with any type of mana.
Sorry, you leave me on the direct?
I'm going to show you a Ketria Triumph.
I'll accept it.
I put that into my hand as well, and I think that was a pretty good turn. I'll pass it to you.
I will draw. You know, I will play an island pass.
Fair magic, Taralf.
I don't play any banned cards.
I'm going to draw. I'm going to play this Temple of Abandon. I'm going to look at the top card. I don't want it. It's going at the bottom.
Okay.
And then...
more. Why is there always more?
There's always so much more. I'll play another card that used to be banned, Oath of Nissa. Oh no, there's 2 of them in play. One of them goes. And I'm going to look at the top 3 cards of my library. You know the drill. I put a planeswalker creature or land into my hand. I'll put this Field of the Dead.
Oh.
Speaking of banned cards.
So you're a hybrid.
Yes. Well, potentially. Maybe I'm planning on flickering this with my Felidar Guardian.
I hope.
I'll pass the turn.
But you seem like somebody who also plays Scapeshift then, huh? Is Scapeshift banned?
Yes. This is oops all bans, Taralf.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna play an opt, not banned.
It's still a good card.
great.
Maybe it should be banned.
That's awkward. I'll trust in the heart of the cards. And put it down.
Wow.
I'll draw a card. Opt has resolved.
Thank you for letting me know.
I'm very optimistic. I'll take 2.
Both at 18.
You know how you normally usually didn't do this, but it needs to be done. I'll play my first banned card.
Expressive iteration!
For the good mode of just playing a very deep opt.
Yeah, because if you get a land, you don't get to play it. There's no spells that cost 0 in that deck, I think.
So I will take this card. I will show you a swamp.
Oh.
And I will put this on the bottom. Unfortunately...
Grixis can... No, you're playing... Oh.
You have no idea what
Probably it's magic. Okay, I won't even guess then.
This expressive iteration
Yes.
has resolved.
Thank you.
It's your turn.
The game is so much clearer than I thought. I will draw for 2. Ooh. Well, so this is like a parade, Todd.
Oh.
I'm just showing you a fun card after fun card.
Your banned list card amount is definitely higher than mine.
I'm gonna play Field of the Dead.
Which just happens to be banned, I think.
It is, and I'll follow it up with this card is double banned. Oko, Thief of Crowns! And you don't even have Censor mana up. Would you play Censor in No Man's Land Pioneer? I don't know, I haven't seen your deck list. So Oko is a Planeswalker. It's +2, just create a food token. That sounds bad. It's +1, target artifact or creature loses all abilities, becomes a green elf creature with base power and toughness 3/3. Huh, also sounds bad. It's -5, exchange control of target artifact or creature you control, and target creature at opponent's control with power 3 or less. I don't know, sounds bad. Let's see how it plays out.
Sounds bad, you know, none of them seem really appealing.
I'm gonna +2 it and make a food. No big deal.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn. Also, of note, I could pay any mana for my Oko because of my Oath of Nissa. Combo. It's a combo deck. Pass the turn to you.
You couldn't still play them with... You may spend mana as though it were mana of any... Oh, you could play with only colorless. Crazy. I somehow doubt that Oko really enjoys all of this food the way he looks.
Yeah, I don't think he's eating that. To get that 10-pack abs?
Yeah. Okay, draw. Well, I don't think that card is banned, but we're gonna play it because it's a good card. I'll play Drowned Catacombs untap and a Fable of the Mirror Break.
Ooh.
Which makes me a shaman.
Some say it should be banned.
I agree, because then I would add my banned list count. Go ahead. So now you can make my shaman in 3/3.
I don't want to. But at least it prevents you from drawing a treasure. Ooh. Okay, I shouldn't have taken a deck with so many decisions. I'll take 2 from this Hallowed Fountain. I'll go to 16. And then I will play another banned card. I'm gonna play a Felidar Guardian. It's a 1/4 cat beast. I live that enjoyment as bestie. This is my bestie. Because when it enters the battlefield, I flicker another permanent, meaning I exile it and bring it back into play. I'm gonna exile this Oath of Nissa. It's gone. Oh, it's back! When it enters the battlefield, it does the same. 1, 2, 3, and I show you, uh-oh.
You show me an oh, you missed.
I show you nothing. You don't deserve to see it. Well, that felt bad. What does feel good is I'm gonna ultimate, right after taking it up once, I'm gonna ultimate my Oko, and I'm gonna trade my food, you can have a food, for your Goblin Shaman.
Yes.
Feels good. And I'll pass the turn to you.
It does not feel good, in fact. I'll draw a card. I will add a counter on my Fable and discard 2 to the ability. It's a Thassa's Oracle.
Oh.
Don't pay attention. It's not important.
For no reason, it's in your deck.
In case I deck.
It's for the scry.
Yeah, and draw 2. So, my friend.
Yes.
Caldito.
Toralfo.
I have this feeling that your plans are very impure.
Impure?
Yes.
I'm just playing cats and guys with abs.
But you also play 80 cards, so it's not that likely that you maybe found something. And I didn't see Sahili.
I did brick.
Yeah,
I was looking for Sahili, couldn't find one.
And you took the Felida with the Once Upon a Time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I will put all my eggs in one basket, which is very good because then you don't have to go through.
Then you don't have to go to 2 different places for your eggs.
Exactly. If you want to make scrambled eggs, you only need one
it's
basket.
easy. You're just like, oh, they're all here.
I'll take 2.
16.
16. And I will play Inverter of Truth. So what happens now is everything that is my library.
Your library does a backflip.
Face down. You don't get to see it.
Oh. You ran out of Thassa's Oracle.
And then this one becomes my library. Ignore the Oracle in my graveyard. Okay.
It was just for the scrying anyways.
Yes.
Nice library. Now the difference is very noticeable.
Yeah, it's very cold here.
Oh no. I got that one.
Go ahead.
I'll untap. I'll draw. Ooh, I have so many cool cards in hand. I'm gonna pay 3. So for those who, we're gonna walk through it, for those who don't know the interaction, I'm gonna play a Sahili Rai. She's a Planeswalker, which I could have paid any color mana to cast because of my Oath of Nissa. She's a 3 mana, 3 loyalty Planeswalker. If I +1, I scry 1, and she deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's okay. If I -2, I create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature. Now this is the important one. Except it's an artifact, blah, blah, blah. I exile it at the beginning of the next end step. It gains haste. So, what I'm going to do here, and this is pretty neat.
You scry.
And deal you 1 damage. That's
Really
the correct
neat.
play. I'm going to -2. I'm going to target my Felidar Guardian. It's going to make a copy of it. This is the Felidar Guardian number 2. It's going to enter, and it's going to flicker one of my permanents, which means it's exiled, like the Sahili Rai is, and then it comes back with 3 counters on it. Now,
Wait a minute.
there's a loop here.
I think you've just demonstrated a loop.
I'm gonna minus it and copy the Felidar Guardian again. Let's say, I'm just gonna flicker the Sahili Rai. Let's say you do this 73 more times.
So you become the old crazy cat lady.
Yes, I've always been. I just now have the cats to demonstrate
Finally,
it.
I get all
I'll
the
attack
cats.
you with 73 cats.
I will block 1.
Okay, you take 72.
I'm dead. We do have quite a reasonable amount of sideboard cards, especially something that deals with the Felidar Guardian, but I don't think we should be too afraid of the combo and rather try the stuff on our own. We have a lot of discard. We do want other duresses because almost all the cards that are dangerous against us are instants and sorceries. We can pick some planeswalkers, so that's going to be good. We can counter some 3 mana planeswalkers that pressure us or defend our combo against other mystical disputes. We don't want to overboard, that's why we take out 2 Fatal Push, 2 Favor of the Mirror Breaker, and a Memory Deluge, which is a bit slow. 5 cards, seems very good.
So there's a few cards we want to bring in, specifically 2, 4 times each. So 8 cards. We're going to bring in Veil of Summer because although the Inverter deck usually didn't have a lot of removal or interaction pre-board, they always have the option of going to a lot more post-board. Now I don't know what's in Tora's sideboard, but I assume there's some Duresses, maybe there's Thoughtseize main board already, some removal spell potentially for my cats or my planeswalkers. So I'm going to bring in 4 Veil of Summer. That card is banned and is very good at protecting you from blue and black spells. We're also going to bring in 4 Mystical Dispute because that'll counter the end game. And in exchange, we'll just take out 2 Growth Spiral because they're pretty good. It's a solid card, but I'd rather have a Mystical Dispute in this case or to protect my spells. We're going to pull out 4 Izzet Charm. Although they're modal, they're very good. They don't counter his creatures. They don't kill any of his creatures. It's a good card, it's just not exactly what we need here. We're also going to take out 2 Omnath because it's kind of too slow against Doralf's game plan. Doralf, I have something to admit to you.
Yes.
Yorion is still my companion.
I understand.
Which is unfortunate.
Thank you for telling me.
I have big hands and still it's annoying to shuffle these huge decks. I don't know how Commander players do it.
It's all about technique. My starting hand for game 2 is a little bit iffy because we only have 1 land, but We do have an opt and we do have sensors, so we should be maybe in the business of getting another land, hopefully. And then we have expressive iteration, and that should get us another land, especially if we get it on turn 3, where we can play the other land for free. So it's a bit gambly, but I think getting one land in like 4 draws is reasonable enough to keep it. And we have also the full combo in our hand with Inverter and Jace and the Fastest Oracle, so I think nothing that is crazy.
It's easy to fall for the trap here of seeing 2 mana. 2 mana producers in the Gilded Gooses and an Oro, which eventually puts more mana into play. We even have a Mystical Dispute to counter whatever Thassa's Oracle he plays, except I think normally when he'll play the Thassa's Oracle, he might have more mana up. And in this case, we're not defending a Censor because we don't have a lot of mana anyways. This hand is a bit of a trap. Plus, I can't play the Goose on turn 1 because my mana comes into play tapped. And Uro doesn't actually get you a land. It just allows you to play another one if you have one, which we're pretty low on. This hand, it's almost there, but it's too slow. We're gonna have to ship it. Well, I hope you're proud of me. I'm going to do a restraint mulligan. Hopefully, this one is way better. Requires no restraint. You just snap keep it. This hand is much better. We have Escape Shift, which is probably too slow against Starlight, but is powerful, and it's a late game that we can get to and win with anyways. And in the meantime, we have 2 expressive iteration. We have ways to dig into the cards we need. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna get rid of the beacon just because we need to get rid of a land here. We want to keep the 2 expressive iterations, and since we don't have any planeswalkers, that beacon doesn't make any colored mana. Don't have a snap keep.
Okay.
Although you're going first, I'll take the first action and put this at the bottom of my library.
I will take 2 and pass the turn. I shouldn't have taken 2 if I just passed the turn. Carl.
You wasted it.
That was silly. Okay, go ahead.
I'll draw.
Yes.
Todd, if I join you and take 2.
Okay.
I just saw you at 18. I felt bad. Food was pretty good last time because it traded for your token, so I'm going to make some more. I'm going to play a Golden Goose.
I want to spend. With an opt.
Oh.
You thought your goose is gambling.
My goose is gambling? Yeah, it's got a gambling problem. Can't bring it to MagicCon Vegas.
Carl?
Yes.
We'll take it. Opt resolved.
Thank you for letting me know. Now the token trigger will resolve, and I will put a food and pass it to you. I can sacrifice this food to tap Golden Goose to make a mana of any color.
Draw. Ooh, it's getting dicey, Carl. It's getting dicey. Oh, cast an opt.
Oh, your definition of dicey is 2 opts?
I have to bottom this one.
Can't wait to see what 3 opts is.
Whew, that was close. So I found the Steam Vents, but the question is now, do I want to play it tapped or untapped? Because if I play it untapped, I can also cycle Sensor. But the problem is we kind of want the Sensor against any turn 3 play that Carl wants to do because they're very powerful. We also want lands. It's kind of a trade-off, but I think with an expressive iteration in our hand, next turn if we draw a 3rd land, we can just play it and have Sensor open. But if we don't, I'm fine with just giving one of my land drops just to have the Sensor open and then on the next turn cast iteration and playing the land.
Oh wow, that was a flustering opt.
I will play Steam White taps and pass the turn.
Exciting turn.
Yeah, thank you. It was.
It was for you.
You have no idea, but for me it was exciting.
I will draw. I will. I feel like I keep on wanting to take damage. I'm gonna take 2. 16. I don't think you're gonna beat me down. Although against the Inverter deck, sometimes Inverter beats was a thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to Expressive Iteration.
Also the classic of...
Yeah, I didn't want to sacrifice the food. I'm going to put this into my hand. You don't get to see what it is. I'm going to show you an Oath of Nissa. And put this at the bottom that I have 1 mana
so
open.
I thought we play fair, you know, iteration for nothing.
It's surprise convenience. I'm going to sacrifice my food.
Yes.
It's okay, the goose can make more. To play an Oath of Nissa. I'm not going to read it to you. I've already read it 3 times. I'm going to look at the top 3 cards. I'm going to show you an Oko Thief of Crowns. Conveniently,
awfully convenient.
I get to tap mana of any color for it because of my oath. I'm going to put it into my hand and pass the turn to you.
I'll untap and draw. Remember how last turn was really exciting?
Yes.
This one isn't.
Oh, turn. I was expecting 2 more opts.
No.
I'm going to untap.
Yes.
I'll draw. I'm going to play an Interplanar Beacon. And when I cast a Planeswalker spell, I gain 1 life, and I can tap it to filter for any color.
Yes.
If it's for Planeswalkers. I don't need to do that though, because I have Oath of Nissa. I'm going to gain 1 life, because I'm going to cast the Oko Thief of Crowns that you saw.
When you play it, cast the Planeswalker spell. So you go to 17.
Yeah, whenever I cast a Planeswalker spell.
Can you say Oko again?
Oko?
Nah.
Because it's banned?
It's censored. You can't say that here.
Ah, you did say you were gonna have an uninteresting turn and you lied. Or you'd be interesting during my turn.
Yeah, your turn was interesting.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna attack you for 0.
I'll take it.
Very brave. I'll pass the turn to you.
You just wasted ink. I go to 17.
Oh, and paper space.
Yeah. Next time I think twice about it. Untap.
I'm ruining the forest.
So now that I don't have any sensors left, I can cast my iteration. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. My baby don't mess around. So we're gonna take this card.
Okay.
I'm gonna exile a Durus.
Oh no.
And I will put Fable Passage on the bottom of my level. And then we're gonna play a Drown Counter Coup and cast Durus.
I feel like I'm getting dressed. My hand. You can take another banned card, Escape Shift, or Expressive Iteration, or none of these lands.
I will take a banned card on this one.
That's a very good one.
That resolves. I'm happy with my turn.
That was a good turn.
Thank you.
Way more exciting than last turn. I'll draw.
Stop it.
I'm gonna play an Expressive Iteration.
No!
I'm gonna look at the top 3 cards in my library.
It's the Durus bug. It exists in real life as well.
Put this into my hand.
Yeah.
Show you a Gilded Goose. Put this on the bottom.
Loosey goosey.
Loosey goosey indeed. I'll play a forest, cast a goose. When the goose enters the battlefield, I get a food. Is it because you eat the goose? No, you eat the egg.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's so good because she keeps making more eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, if you pay 2, you lay an egg.
It's so
I'll
good.
pass the turn to you.
It's so good. Alright, draw a card. I will take 2 and cast Inverter of Truth.
Oh no. I feel like I know what's coming.
As in the last game, this one will be my library. This one is just gone.
So how many cards are in your library right now?
5.
Oh.
I have to shuffle it.
Yes.
Then it's your turn.
On top, I'll draw. I'm gonna take 2 with a Hollow Fountain.
15.
I'm gonna use it to play a Philidar Guardian. When it enters the battlefield, I'll flicker my Oath of Nissa. When it enters the battlefield, I look at the top 3. I'll put a Sahili Rai into my hand. The clock changed. And the rest at the bottom of my library.
Yes. Oh, so you're winning next turn.
Unless you have something to stop it.
Don't worry about it.
And I'll pass the turn to you.
I will draw down to 4 cards.
Yes.
So I will tap 2 mana and cast an Expressive Iteration,
Oh no.
which looks at top 3 cards. Interesting. None of them are really valuable. I will take this one. I will show you Expressive Iteration and put this one on the bottom.
Yes.
You might have noticed now that my library has only 2 cards.
Yes.
Which is very convenient if you play a card that cares about the amount of devotion to blue.
Would you like to give it a read?
As many
I
times
would
as
love
you
to.
want. So, Thassa's Oracle. When it enters the battlefield, you look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of devotion to blue. 2. Put one of those cards on the top of your library and the rest on the bottom. Well, that's kind of awkward. They're also both up. Alright, top and bottom.
Very good.
If X is greater or equal to the number of cards in your library,
Which it is.
you win the game. So close, you also would have won like next turn.
Wow. As you can see, in the last game and the one right before that, when decks are super optimized as they are right now, going first is super important. Every time we won right before our opponent was gonna win, right as soon as we passed a turn. So I am definitely going first now. Totoro? In the game of we're trying to combo first and we always combo right before the other one does, I think going first is pretty good. So I'll do that. Also,
I hope you would forget it. Yes.
I have a Yorion.
Okay, very good.
It was so close. So close.
I was ready, it's like, oh, Carl.
Oh no, you don't get your Yorion.
Not that it matters that much to get Yorion, but...
This hand is powerful. It's a little susceptible to Thoughtseize or Duress, but as long as Talaf doesn't have that, we have a lot of the pieces.
Our hand is quite medium. I mean, we do have interaction with Thoughtseize and we have iteration and sensor, so that's really good. The problem is we have to find 2 combo pieces and we don't have any. But maybe with the discard and the sensor, we can stall the game for long enough that we draw one and then play iteration into the other. I think that deck is very stable. We have Dig Through Time, we have other card cycling cards. So we are on the draw, that means we're also gonna see another card. I think this is a keep.
It's a funny one, but I'll keep it.
Mine is just...
It's not very funny.
so good.
Oh, wow. So I assume you keep.
Yes, sir.
I will scry one because I'll play a Temple of Mystery. I'll put this at the bottom. Good thing I played a Temple of Mystery, and I'll pass a turn.
All right, draw. Well, we're gonna play a Swamp and cast a Thoughtseize.
I was really hoping you wouldn't do that.
Oh, sorry, should I?
You can take it back. Yeah, you can wait a turn.
Okay.
I'm going to show you a bunch of lands, a Saheeli Rai, and an Expressive Iteration.
Also known as absolutely nothing. I like it. Just on turn 1, Thoughtseize is already a very complicated decision, and it might look easy, yeah? You have Saheeli and you have Iteration. So the pattern play is to Thoughtseize the Iteration and then censor the Saheeli. My problem is, which is a bit hidden, the only land in my hand that makes blue is a Steam Vent. So next turn when I want to play Censor, I need to actually shock the Steam Vents and say go, which might ring big alarm bells in Call's head, and I don't want to have that thing because Censor is kind of the only thing I've got going to counter the Planeswalker. So if Call decides, wait a minute, something is off, I'll just wait another turn for my important cards. My hand is not very fast enough to make them not play on turn 4, so if they play Saheeli on turn 4, it's kind of problematic. But on the other hand, if we take Saheeli, our Censor is kind of worthless because they play Iteration. Maybe they still have a turn 3 play, but getting rid of Iteration is just a very clean thing, and then he casts Saheeli, I think, is major, even though with this kind line of play, I give him a very reasonable chance to play around it. This seems one of those plays that if you feel the better your opponent are, the more it changes your decision. Because let's say if I play against a world-class player, they're gonna assume that I have Censor, so they might even stall with the Saheeli another turn, and then my hand becomes pretty worthless. Not to say that card is not a good player, but if he also draws another Planeswalker, my play would be wasted already. So I think it's still better to take the Iteration and then hopefully keep the Censor for Saheeli. I would take the Iteration.
Yeah, this could be a Felidar Guardian, who knows? You're at 18. I'll play an Oath of Nissa, because top of my library always gives me the digging spells. Remember the Saheeli I showed you? Mm-hmm. Well, you showed yourself with that Thoughtseize. I'm gonna put a Felidar Guardian into my hand.
Is there any combo or something?
There's no reason, I actually.
Does this thing like I think it does?
I'm going to play a tap Steam Vents and pass to you.
All right, I will untap and draw. Funny. All right, we'll play a Steam Vents, untapped.
Ooh.
And pass the turn.
I'll draw. So last turn, you had Censor.
Last game?
Last game.
Mm-hmm.
But you also happen to win on like turn 5. So we don't have a lot of time. This is a tough spot. And the card we're gonna think about is called Censor. Because Taraf just went into an interview like this and he's probably telling you guys how he's shocked because he didn't have any action in his hand. And he would have rather played something else because he has an Expressive Iteration and it's stuck, but he's gonna shock. And it's gonna telecast that he has a Censor, even though he doesn't. And I'm assuming this because Talaf and I have been talking a lot about bluffing a counterspell one day by going into an interview. And I think this is the moment. I could wait. I could play my Saheeli next turn when I have an extra open mana to pay for a potential Censor, which I think he only has 2 of in his deck anyways. But he could curve out and win faster. We've seen that usually we've been winning on the moment where your opponent is about to win just 1 turn later and I'm not giving him that turn. It's high risk, but I'm calling his bluff. I'm gonna play the Saheeli. I don't think he has the Censor. I think he bluffs by talking to you. I'll play Sacred Foundry. Mm-hmm. I'll take 2.
You'd feel safe with your life paying, huh?
Yeah, well, you're not usually winning on the metric of life totals. I'm gonna tap 3 for any colored mana here because I will play my Saheeli Rai.
So you're calling my bluff?
I'm calling your bluff.
I'm sorry, it was not a bluff. I will tap a blue.
To opt?
And a black.
Oh no.
To cast Censor.
Oh, you did have it.
I did have it. Yeah, I explained that the only land I have left was a blue shock land. So when I shock, it's very obvious that I want to Censor, which made the decision for the Thoughtseize much more interesting. Anyway.
Oh well, pass the turn.
I will untap. And now I'm free! I will start off by Thoughtseizing you again, and I kind of have a feeling what I'm taking.
Yes, there's only one thing you can take, it's the Felidar Guardian.
And I will also play a Mountain untapped Because it's a moment. And you're good.
I'll untap. I'll draw. My turn would have been a lot better with a Felidar Guardian.
I know, right?
I'm gonna do this now. Feels real bad when you have to pay mana for your Once Upon a Time.
Oh.
I'm gonna look at the top 5 cards. 2, 4, 5. There's a Felidar Guardian in here, which would have been real neat if you didn't censor my Saheeli. So I will show you an Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. It's a good one. It's a banned one. I will put it into my hand.
Yeah, that's really uncomfortable.
Not for me.
No.
And Uro, when it's in the graveyard, needs cards to exile, so I'm gonna play a Fabled Passage and wait. Pass.
At the beginning of your turn, I will cycle a Fetid Pit.
In response, I'll crack my Fabled Passage.
In response, I will nothing happen.
You don't have anything to do.
But I just wanted to say in response as well to have the last words.
Get in the forest.
Yes. I will draw from my second.
Your draw resolves.
It was an expressive draw.
Oh, that tells me things.
Does it? I will cast my expressive draw.
Yes.
So I look at the top 3. Ooh.
I'm not even phased anymore when you look at cards and go, ooh. You say whoa to every card.
That's the thing, I'm just really excited by every card.
Yeah, you just like magic.
You get to see 3 cards, isn't that right? Okay, so I would definitely take this one, because that one is awesome. And yeah, I kind of don't think that anything matters, so we're gonna bottom this and show you an opt.
You do love those.
Yeah, opt of it. And then I will take another 2, 12, and cast the opt, which I have to cast now. Another opt.
Really? So far, your actions lead me to believe you always want another opt.
Yeah, but it's also like cards in your graveyard are really precious. I want the opt. Go.
I'll untap.
Yes.
I will draw. I will play a card everyone loves.
An Uro.
An Uro. When it enters the battlefield, I sacrifice it. But before it does that, because if I didn't play it from the graveyard, I do have to sacrifice it. But before it does that, I draw a card. It'd be pretty good if it was just that. But I also put a land from my hand onto the battlefield. I'll put a Regran Tribe. It'd be good if it was only that. But I also gain 3 life.
Unfortunately, all of this is correct.
And with that,
You can still play a land.
I'll play a Kitrio Time.
Ooh, so you want all those manas.
Yes. Partially for Uro, partially for the Field of the Dead you saw in my hand. I'll pass the turn to you.
So what does Field of the Dead say exactly?
You'll find out next turn when I'll play it, most likely.
But when you play it, it's like 8 lands or something?
For Toralf, who forgot what Field of the Dead does, whenever Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands with different names, which I currently do,
How lucky.
I create a 2/2 black zombie creature token.
Okay, I see. I see what you did there. Draw. I'll cast another iteration.
Wow.
Casting iteration is fun.
It is. It does put more cards in your graveyard.
All of this is bad. I will take this to my hand.
Yes.
Show you a water grave.
Very nice.
Eh.
Eh.
And then play the water grave.
Yes.
Because I can.
Up until now, you also only had lands with different names.
True. I could have went on.
Field of
I
the
don't.
Dead.
I feel that. Go ahead.
I'll untap. And I feel to us that this is going to be a good turn. I'm going to play a Field of the Dead. This is a Ketrai Time. This is a Sacred Foundry. This is a Regran Triumph. This is a Steam Vents. This is a Forest. This is a Temple of Mystery. This is a Field of the Dead. That is 7 different names. Congratulations, Carl. You get a zombie.
This is annoying.
I don't think so. So, that was pretty good. I like having lands. So I'm going to do the land thing again. Hopefully. Let's see. I'm going to play an Uro from my graveyard, tapping these lands. When it enters the battlefield, this time I don't sacrifice it because I played it from my graveyard. I will have to exile 5 cards
Yes.
to be able to play it.
With the trigger on this deck,
Yes.
I would like to cast Noxious Grasp.
Okay. And you gain 1 life.
Yeah, destroy target green or white blanks walker or creature, gain a life.
My Uro dies, and then I draw, and I gain 3 life. 24.
Yeah.
And I put a land into the battlefield, which I cannot do.
Mono spells?
Mono spells.
Crazy.
Has to turn to you.
All right, we need something good.
That's not the face of someone who drew something good.
I mean, yes. I'm gonna tap 2
Yes.
and cycle a feather.
Okay. Wow, desperation mode.
Carl,
Yes.
I think you're up to no good.
Thought if I came with an 80 card deck just so I could fit more bad cards in it. Of course I'm up to no good.
Did you forget about your Yorion, by the way?
No, I showed you in the beginning.
No, I mean like to take it to your hand.
I actually did not.
Oh, this is tough. Okay. Oh, you draw Cataclysm that doesn't even cost any life. And cast the Doris.
I was up to no good. I'm gonna play a Veil of Summer, which is a banned card. I draw a card if you cast a blue or black spell, which you did this turn, and spells I control can't be countered this turn. Also, you and permanents you control gain hexproof from blue and from black until end of turn. So not only do I get to draw a card, neat, but also that fizzles because I have hexproof.
It hurts so bad. Go ahead.
If I told you that I didn't put the Yorion into my hand because I was being sneaky, you still decided to cast that, you're brave.
No, it was a different card I was afraid of.
I'll attack you for 2 with a zombie. I'm gonna play an Interplanar Beacon. You remember that one from last game. It is gonna trigger my Field of the Dead because I have 7 cards with different names. Making another one, the zombie now has a friend. Actually, it has a friend with a snake in its hand. From when we played Infinity.
I remember that. That's cute.
I'm gonna play a Felidar.
Yes. What are you gardening?
Bouncing the Oath of Nissa.
Did-jim.
I'm gonna look at the top 3. Well, I originally had other plans, but I will show you. Aoko.
That's the better one of the 3-mana planeswalkers.
Then, I'm gonna pay 3. Oko.
Yes. You gain a life.
I do gain a life. This is great. 25. And then I'm going to take it up and make a food. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm happy.
Yay!
I'll play an island and an inverter.
Oh no! Yes. And you have 3 cards in hand. Did you have a Thassa's Oracle in that graveyard, in that library? No, you did not. But it's a very big library.
And then I'll cast the Thassa's Oracle. Trigger.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this is not true. But I get to look at 2 cards. And I will play this on top and this on the bottom. And it's your turn.
Normally you see this and you think you lost the game. I will draw. Daralf,
Carl?
that was a really, 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 really good draw. I'm gonna pay 3.
It's an Oko.
Oh yeah, I just played Sacrifice the other. I'm gonna play a Sahili Rai. Does it resolve?
Yes.
Well, okay, that was anticlimactic. I will tick down my Sahili Rai.
He still remembers how this works.
Yes. Good games!
I didn't realize how dense your deck was with banned cards. That's incredible.
You didn't even see all of them. There's Teferi in there. I had to play Yorion to fit more banned cards in my deck.
It's really good. Yeah. Like the power level of the cards is insane, and I think I didn't even know all of those cards were banned. It's such a nice experience.
It's like a museum of banned Pioneer cards.
Yeah, and if you, yes, we're showcasing. If you want to see more of this crazy stuff, and yes, we're known to do crazy stuff. We basically do whatever you want if many people want it. Yeah. So if you want to see him doing whatever, write it in the comments. And if many people like that, we're gonna do it because we're not ashamed to do the silly stuff. But you need to do something first. You have to subscribe because otherwise, well, it doesn't help us really. You can comment, but maybe if you want to watch more videos, there's many more videos on the site or anywhere, you know, just
actually, speaking of more videos, there's 2 options coming up in 3, 2, 1.